So I'll be accused of being anti-diversity. If a lady has a question, please ask a question. Yes, there's a lady waiting, please. Yes.
Good evening, sir. Your speech
Good
is
evening.
very good. My question was, we
We planned a panel discussion. This is a last minute preparation, so go on.
we are okay.
Yeah.
We are taught that preamble is basis of constitution.
Or it is the essence of the constitution, the
Yes.
saransh of it. Yes.
So we speak that we have secularism, right? Secularism is one
Was
of the
not there, but is inserted later.
yes, and equality at the same time.
Yes.
Then why do we only charge temples? Like, let's say I donate some gold to the temple.
You're preaching to the choir. I know the question. Yeah.
I've heard that 60% of it goes to the state.
Right.
Should I call this secularism and equality? Should I say
The question you should be asking is, if two values within the preamble compete with each other, which should prevail? Should equality prevail over secularism, or should secularism prevail over equality? To precisely avoid this kind of a situation or this conundrum, they chose not to use the word secularism in the preamble originally. There were two aspects of Indian constitution that were heavily contested from a cultural perspective. One is the use of the word untouchability in Article 17, where untouchability is abolished. And the second is secularism. I'll tell you what happened on untouchability. They said, in a lot of traditional Hindu households, before somebody decides to do a puja and after they've had a bath, they expect the rest of the family members to not touch them. It's called muddy, or it's called ritualistic purity. The word for that in Sanskrit is shuchi. You don't touch it. That's it. They will say, if you use the word untouchability without context and definition, even this will amount to untouchability, leading to prosecution. That is the extent to which they discussed untouchability in the constitutional debates, to say, use a word with some degree of social context or definition, otherwise it is capable of mischief. The very same principle was applied to secularism, and it was discarded through a conscious choice. The word secular was present, but when secular becomes an ism, it acquires a different character, or it becomes a different beast altogether. Because secular simply means that which is not religious. Secularism is a concept which is fluid, changes from continent to continent and culture to culture. Therefore, they said, don't do it. So the surreptitious insertion of this in 1976 as part of the 42nd Amendment, according to me, is one of the biggest, I would say, catastrophic decisions that has destroyed the possibility of a unified Bharat. And as long as that word remains, since it was never there in the original book, I have and I will continue to take the conscious, clear position, it should be struck off from the preamble completely without any guilt whatsoever. Because if Bharat existed as a peaceful country and as a country that was capable of entertaining plural identities prior to 1976, surely it can do so even after the removal of that word. It's not anybody's case that we were less secular before 1976. I'd like to see people make that case, because then there was a different government in power. So the point I'm trying to make is very simple. One, the presence of that word has allowed people to play mischief with our identity, has told us that the assertion of our civilizational identity comes in the way of constitutional values, and that word is single-handedly responsible for pitting two seas against each other, the constitution on the one hand and the civilization on the other. It has made you choose between the two when both of them can comfortably coexist. It is this word that has actually created that kebab mein haddi. So I'm grateful. Thank you. Grateful.